Hello guys, so let's continue the presentation of the RadCORE project. In the previous video we saw some examples of alignment, of dynamic positioning that RadCORE has. We have, as said, other situations, other features that we can apply, and in a very interesting way the dynamic alignment features. We're going to see that in the next video. In this video we're just going to build on what we've learned earlier, and we're going to create here a template now that during NeoR presentation. For this I'm going to take here the example that we have here on the screen. I'm going to take here these three blocks. I'm going to remove here from the screen and I'm going to leave just this one here for us to work on. Okay, so we have here the block 122, okay. So guys, let's go. Imagine that you want to create, okay, it's a layout. This here is a hypothetical thing, okay. You want to create a layout and you want to put a circle so that it's positioned here on top of this block, okay. So this in CSS you're going to have yours. Rules for creating HTML creation etc. here in RadCORE, but we always work with native components, okay. So how is this process going to be like? Right, creation, okay. So I'm going to get it here for us to work. I'm going to create such and such. I'm going to add a container panel, a component. From UNIGUI himself, and I'm going to leave it here at 60 pixels, a 60 pixel square, okay. I'm going to take our container here and I'm going to put it here in a sky blue color. This here is just for example, okay guys, nothing more than that, just for exemplification, okay. So we've got our container, okay, and I want to position this guy here in my top corner. I want to put an icon on it to create an effect for whatever purpose. It's just we're doing this demonstration, so, as we saw earlier, we have a dynamic attribute that allows us to align one object referencing another one, so I've got mine here. Object such that is my RC block 122, and I want to reference this guy so that he can line up next to block 122. So let's open up here the RC elements, okay. And we're going to add what we learned in the previous video, the align attribute. So I've got here my align. According to what we've seen, I now need to reference what my component is, so it's the RC block 122, and as I told you what I want to position it here at the top, so I want it to be a little bit half in, half out, more or less. In short, that would be it, okay. So I'm going to line it up at the top, okay. How are we, like us, wanting? I'm going to align it to the top, okay, and since I want an indentation and I've got 60 pixels in this block of mine, I'm going to put it here at the top -30, okay, and I'm going to grab here the right as well in the same ratio -30. When I put the right one it goes. If you position it right here on the side, okay, and then I ask it to back off 30, the same thing, the top, it's going to position itself on top of the object, okay, and then I ask it to move back 30 pixels, okay. So let's see if with this from here I can already get it. It's more or less, right, the effect I was imagining. Look, it was right away, okay. So we can do the alignment of the objects in any way you can imagine. It's within this process that we use the dynamic attributes. It's inside the RadCORE. Now let's add one. Effect, okay, a visual effect, okay. I want it here is inside my attributes. I'm going to add one more line. I want to apply a CSS rule, okay. I want to make this square of mine a circle, okay, and I want to apply a shaded rover effect, okay. So I'm going to use Two classes here from the CSS of the hardcore. So to get me this effect, let's compile and let's see the results. So my square block right became such a circle because we applied a CSS rule here that is already built in right inside the hardcore. And we also apply the rover effect, which is when the mouse goes over it. So let's go, of our mouse going over the circle and our square that turned into the circle due to the CSS rule that we applied, and we have here our circle that it goes. If you position it, it will follow our block according to what it changes, because we asked you to position it. It's at the top and to the right of our blog, beauty people. So here to finish we could add, I'm going to take one here so we don't stretch. Even more the video. Okay, I'm going to get that already copied like a label, right, and this label it like with two attributes. I'm putting here such an icon of such a bell enlarged twice, and I'm asking for this bell to be centered on my parent, which is the my circle is right, it's going to line up on the XY axis, okay, that is, it's going to be centered, okay, so let's compile. And there you go, guys, the final effect of our example. So we position the circle like that according to block 122, and we position the label in the center of the circle on the X and Y axis. Okay, guys, so I'll see you in the next video.